Hello everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with Darth mod. Most of the mods people still ask sometimes. They're all in the playlist, and now I've actually structured them a lot better. And I went ahead and I enabled the naval uniform, so we're gonna have one more naval battle, which I've got lined up for us. So we can take a look at that. Anyways, we are progressing, so let's take a look at our armies by looking at this tab. And we can see that we have 4 armies. We've got this one on the Tors Island, not ready to move out just yet. I want to scout out a bit ahead of that with my navy. Then we've got Saigo Takamori laying an ambush here. Hopefully these guys will march straight into it. Then we got the Daimyo. Daimyo is hopefully going to get a battle this... Well, he's definitely going to get a battle this time around. And then we have this guy with 900 men, which is going to go ahead and attack this area here, where we've got Sanada Susumu. And there's an army which isn't really included, which is this one, the new one I'm recruiting, under the command of Motoyama Moroaki, which is he's gonna lead an army of British troops. So we've got Highlanders, we've got foot line. I'm recruiting light foot and some Royal Dragoons. Reason why I haven't yet recruited any of the Royal Marines, well, to start off, they're quite expensive and their upkeep is a lot higher than the others. So I'm gonna hold off and see about getting some Royal Marine at the end of this sort of recruitment cycle of getting the British Army. We should also see about hopefully getting a British veteran as well. And maybe at some point I should save up to get the ironclad warrior class. It costs a lot, but this is one hell of a ship. It's got 42 guns, so it's the biggest ironclad ship there is, compared with the French and the American one. That's for the armies. The navies, as we saw, we've got this big navy over here, and then the rest of them have gathered here to hopefully attack and dislodge these navies right there. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go ahead and, you know what, I think we're going to do this battle first. Now they're hiding in a forest, trying to ambush here by the railroad. But given the fact that I've got so much artillery, this should be quite an easy battle. The thing is though, we're going to come from outside there and we're going to attack them while they are within the forest. So there is risk of some problems here. But without further ado, let's go in and have the Battle of Soya of 1868. So we actually start on a hill out there, pretty nice, and the enemy starts in the open. Most of this battle though will be an artillery duel. Now, spawning with a hill like that is always good, but as you can see, we only spawn on the back side of the hill, so I'm gonna have to move up my cannons, which is not gonna work very well, because, well, moving up artillery through a storm of shells coming from the enemy is might not work that well. Oh, look at that! Let's go ahead and start deployment first. But we actually have the railroad. I don't think I've actually, since I have had trouble actually constructing railroads in previous playthroughs of this, I've never come across a battle where we actually fight along the railroad. It's going to be a problem if artillery shells destroy it. The ninjas, we're going to use them to great effect by... Oh, I can't place them over there. We're going to place them... Where can I place them then? There we go. They're going to be placed back here, ready to move in on the enemy. I actually spawn quite high up on this hill. Line infantry to the back. You know what? The guns that I cannot move are gonna spawn up here, so... Okay, that's not a super great position. Probably more like that is better. And then the other one... The other one should be sort of there-ish. Yeah, that should work. And then we've got the mortars. The mortars, I don't think they will do much, so they will more or less be defensive installations on this hill to defend it. And then we've got all the horse-drawn artillery pieces, which will draw out through here. Given the fact that there's so many of them, I'm gonna draw them in 2 lines. And I think we have even more cannons, don't we? We have some light horse-drawn guns, which we can quickly move up on this side. We've got the 2 line infantries, they can spawn behind here, and then the general behind there. And yes, there we go, that's the plan. Ninjas will start to move immediately. The enemy is in a defensive position here. They're about to get shelled by my great guns. And the first thing that happens is we break one of the cannons over here. Of the light guns, and they are wavering. What I can do is I can clearly sneak up my ninjas and attack the cannons. Even the long gun howitzers are not able to reach me on the hill. Interesting that they are not even able to reach my lines up here, or not able to fire at my guns. We should hold then on moving these guys forward, since we have an ability here to send in the ninjas and deal a blow to their artillery. We've got lots of artillery. It's always beautiful with this artillery barrage. There hasn't died that many more than... I mean, given the amount of shells and stuff we're putting down, they even got a rocket group. A rocket group's going to be interesting. The thing is, I mean, these horses must be made out of iron or something, because a shrapnel that flew into its rear would have probably caused most horses to be quite unhappy, let's say. Traditional troops in the back. I think these have actually formed the spear wall. What if then I tell the cannons to refocus on these units? The traditional units are the only ones that are really going to be able to stand against the... you know what? Let's move our artillery up. Let's already start getting this show on the road. Let's move them forwards. Together with the line infantry. The general will ride up to this hill, so he's got a good view of the entire battlefield. It's a bit far from the action. These guys are about to possibly be uncovered here, so I'm going to use the sneak ability, and then we're going to tell them to charge in. We've got some good hits here into the spear wall. Blew that to pieces. We haven't hit the Yarikachi that much. The Yarikachi is going to be a real problem to deal with. And then, out of nowhere, ninjas arrive and kill the enemy general, hopefully. Oh, they even turned the gun and tried to fire at us. Come on, go in there, kill the general. Oh, here comes the rockets. I think, though, given that the enemy has a lot more men here, there's a greater risk of the enemy actually blowing up their own unit. Oh, is my ninjas running away? No, they weren't running away. They were just following this unit, I think. We weren't able to kill the enemy general though, which I'm a bit I don't like. Not happy about that. So while this place is completely going, ah shit. Well, the confusion caused quite a bit of damage among the enemy. But this unit lost more or less all its guns. Infantry turned towards the enemy. The ninjas are not going to hold that much longer, but they've been able to do a very good job here of disorganizing the enemy and their artillery position, leaving only 2 batteries standing, and our batteries are about to deploy. Can I get you guys to actually go 4x4? Okay, I want you to unlimber. Okay, we're gonna get the ninjas out of there. Oh, I forgot the Banzai ability. You know what? Get back in there. And then these 2 units will now target the infantry. And then you're ready to deploy. You're ready to deploy. Just get your horse's ass ready. Well, the ninjas are back, but I think we're gonna... Ninjas are good. I don't want to lose them. This unit's about kind of ish to break. Well, I think we're gonna withdraw the ninjas. That's what we're gonna do. Back to the forest with the ninjas. I wonder if that actually worked, that they became invisible there and that the enemy can't see them now, and that they're running away for the hills while our infantry is advancing and our artillery is starting to focus down on this position. Now we've got superior amount of artillery. The only thing I forgot is the horse-drawn artillery. We'll draw it up real close to the enemy. I want the ninjas to continue way further away into the forest here. I think the enemy has realized that the main body of our assault is advancing towards the railroad. The horse-drawn guns, we'll have them stationed right there, ready to fire down upon the enemy. Right, we're getting very tired. Hopefully the enemy is very tired as well, but I think we're going to stop here in the forest. These guys are going to walk towards there. Are they still continuing to follow the ninjas? Right. The ninjas do a counterattack. Not entirely sure how well they will go. The ninjas don't really have the armor to do continuous fighting over there. Right, the artillery will go ahead and deploy. Would be nice if I had the Banzai ability right now. Let's see, how are the ninjas doing? They are losing slightly, and they just sent in the bloody rocket team as well. Right, I want to get these guys ready, and I want to shell the enemy with shrapnel now. For some reason the enemy decides to send this entire force to deal with the bloody ninjas. One Tatsubo ninja is able to get away. Wonder if that's gonna enough to save the unit. The other one, you know what, I'm gonna send you away. Retreat, retreat. The rocket guys are shattered. The artillery positions are broken up. The line infantry will go into as thick lines as possible. Go ahead and fire shrapnel once more. Same with you guys. Get some shrapnels in there. Let's see if the enemy is gonna come to us, or if we're gonna advance to them. Ooh, they just broke that unit up. I don't think the enemy has got anything to... they can't stand against us, really. So their only choice is really to advance at this point, isn't it? A lot of guns are out of range here. But not the big guns, and not the horse-drawn artillery. And soon these guys are gonna march right into the line of fire once more. And the line infantry is about to open fire as well.
Our enemy approaches!
Yes, our enemies are approaching. Come on then. What are we waiting for? Are they not within range? Oh, the bastards gave up. They gave up without a fight. I want all the cannons firing right over there. Oh, when I click shrapnel, it actually increases the range. Well, there we go. We were victorious in this small skirmish. And we didn't lose that many. Hopefully the ninja units will survive. Let's save this as, what are we now at? 22. Ninja. So, yes, I'm hoping the ninja survive. So that's my main concern here. We didn't really lose anything else, except for yeah, we lost 3 cannons, but I think those replenished pretty darn quickly. The Tetsuba ninjas were unfortunately killed off, so no more Banzai ninjas. The Yari ninjas survived, however. We captured a lot of guns, which means that this army is gonna be entirely guns at this point, more or less. He's got just artillery, which is a very strange army. Right, so what are we gonna do here? So we do that. You know what? I think we're gonna do this one in maybe the next video, and so I'll do the naval battle right now. And hopefully, I think we'll drag everyone in here if I go ahead and focus in on this guy, because this guy cannot retreat. And unfortunately, it's only going to be these 3. I would have liked a bigger battle, so we're going to out-resolve this one. Sink these 3, and then I want to focus in on these guys.
Yes?
We're not going to be able to get any reinforcement from this group, though. We're going to chase... Is he going to stay? No, it's going to run away. It's going to run perfectly into this area and get shot by the port guns. And then we're going to chase you away. Oh, he actually stands. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure if I've got the range to continue into this area. But at the same time, this force is rather small. Should I do it? I want to show just that I've got the naval uniforms. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We, I mean, I've got really good and experienced ships, and in crew-wise on the ships, I outnumber them with 1,000 more crew members. I think they had around 250, and I have 1,250. So big difference there. And yeah, let's see. There's not a lot of features on this map except for up here in the corner. Maybe I can actually turn around and see towards my capital. Let's see if we can get some good weather. There we go. Start deployment. So we got... I'm not sure. Our capital should be somewhere over there then. Guessing somewhere up there we've got the farm, which we have the you know what I'll do? Let's move these guys into formation in a straight line, and we'll have them in a straight line going like this, like so, and that will be our attack route towards the enemy. And I'll tell them to move. The map actually ends here. I think we'll move. What we'll do is we'll move towards the corner here, and as we move towards the corner, hopefully we'll be able to open fire upon them. Right, so you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look inside the ship. We're going to take a look inside. This is inside of the Admiral's ship. We're going to move around through all the guns, it looks like, first. And then we're going to go through the crew. There we go. Now we're on the crew. Looks... oh, there comes the Admiral of the fleet. Or the Captain. What's it called? Commander? It's not Commander, it's Commodore, I think. Or at least that's in the English ranks. These guys look like US cavalry, except for the fact that this sort of stripe on the shoulder there actually goes all the way around the shirt. But it very much looks like... Oh, we've started opening fire. You know what? Maybe I could go back and take a look at the guns as they fire. Something fired on the left here. I'm not entirely sure if these guns will fire. There we go. We're following one of the cannon shots. Ooh, and it just passed the mast, and we hit right at the shore. Right, I'm gonna go out of insert, and what I'm going to do is I think I'm gonna switch all the cannons to open explosives, and then we're gonna continue like this and move towards the enemy, and we'll start to increase the reload rate as well. I want to see how it looks from the enemy's point of view. They're probably not doing too well at this point, having the naval force out there. Oh, that guy just was set on fire. We've got a lot of explosive shots coming in here, breaking up this, and you can see my ship's firing throughout. The Admiral's ship is on fire. Where was this? Oh no! The Admiral is walking right into the fire! Someone save the Admiral! Don't run about like a headless chicken. Oh! Where's the Admiral? Yes, run. No, run up to there. So I can... No! No! He's standing in the fire! The idiot. Let's go through the cannons. Oh, there we are. Now we're up on deck. I think I'm actually... You know what? It even says the US. It's a US cartridge box. Oh, there comes the captain swaggering about. But it wasn't the Admiral, though, that's in charge of everything. Oh, there we can see the fire going on the ship. Everyone's running about like... Oh, there he is. The main boss, he should be coming through. I think he went on this side. I kind of lost him now. Let's see if we can find them again. Sneaking about. Why is everyone... And why have we stopped firing? That's what I wonder, really. Right, both... Oh, both... Yeah, because both enemy ships are more or less sunk. This one is sunk. And that one's about to sink. Right, I'm gonna give the order to attack that ship. And then I want to see if I can get... Maybe can get a good screenshot. Maybe I shouldn't do the bloody crew. maybe I should do... I really want to get the Admiral. If I could get him for the screenshot. Damn, that guy's got a lot of blood on him. If everyone wouldn't sneak around like this. Maybe if I go to another ship. This ship, maybe. Oh, look at this. It's a completely different crew here. You know what? Ooh, this might be an interesting screenshot. If it weren't for that rail covering the action. At least these guys are walking upright compared with the other crews. Why don't we go... Ooh, this one just let it rip. How's it... Why is it such a difference in between the Admiral ship and... Why is there American troops on the... or American-looking troops on the Admiral's ship compared with on the other ships? And why have they decided to hide? Halt and start repairing the ship. Let's see, where do we have the Admiral? Oh, there he is. So now I know where he is. So now I can sort of try to find him. He should be... Let's see. You know what? Let's go ahead and end it here. Armies that are not large enough to be effective could be destroyed if attacked by superior force. So it is prudent to merge any fragments together. Select one and right-click on another to walk to and merge with it. This is basically the fleet the enemy brought up. So we sunk their fleet. I'm not entirely sure if we have the range. We don't have the range to continue to chase after them all the way. But we got quite a close look at naval stuff. So the guys that enjoy that got their fill. But I know there's quite a few people. Usually I get there's at least one or two guys maybe that comment that they don't really like naval battles. Next time around we'll deal with this, and maybe if I unturn a few times. I think they're probably 2 turns away from marching in there. And the faction leader is no, I don't think he's really ready here to move out just yet, but soon he will be. Do I have a... yeah, I do have one in here. But, oh, it's this, the assassin. So he's not really well, it's increasing by 6.5%, which is pretty good. But I think I've got the good guy to turn up here. So I think it's going a lot higher. Well, 3.5. It wasn't that much better. I think it helps the fact that we've got Saigo Takamori here. That probably turns this province a lot. And also, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with technology. Right now, I'm putting a lot on this, which will increase the spread of influence by 2, which is really good. The +1 to Daimyo's honor, which means that the happiness of province for the Daimyo's honors will increase from 2 to 3, which is good. And loyalty of all generals, which is also needed because Saigo Takamori is actually quite disloyal. He's only got 3 there. So he's got upstart, general, and delusions of grandeur. So he definitely needs that extra to just keep him loyal. I mean, 3 is pretty bad. And there's no other general that comes close to it. So I guess he's a bit full of himself, being the leader of the military leader. But soon this guy, the faction leader, will be able to I mean, if he takes on these 2 battles, there will almost be a little bit of a like an internal conflict here. just the prestige in between these two generals, the faction leader versus Saigo Takamori. So it's an interesting thing there. Well, it's all in my head, it's roleplay stuff, but it's, I mean, if this was more of, say, an history lesson or something like that, or this was sort of recreation of history, you'd imagine something like this possibly happening, that they, given the egos in between these two men, would probably, especially since Saigo Takamori is sort of risen up to be general, while the other one is sort of he's a highborn, he's the daimyo of this faction, and he's in control of all of this, but a lot of maybe the early fame went to Saigo Takamori because of his exploits and victories in battle, while the daimyo is sort of blooming out late here in the conflict. And right now, of course, Saigo Takamori has the two great victories over here against the Obamas, and I think he's actually got I think that one was that Saigo as well. I'm not entirely sure, but Saigo has had lots of great battles. So let's see if we can get some for the daimyo. He's gonna have a hard time here because it's two full stacks. I mean, this stack is pretty crazy because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 generals in it. Basically the entire clan. So this one is probably going to be a bit harder to deal with. It's got ninjas and stuff. This one's just generals and shit. And so I believe that the generals artillery will just tear them apart. But this one will be a lot harder. I'm not even sure if he'll be able to manage the two battles here. But hopefully he will. Looking at the time though, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!